Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Brew Wins podcast. My name is Stevie, and I am joined by the lovely
Hey guys, I'm Kyle.
Kyle. It was a fun weekend. I know it's been a minute, but
I
life
know we've been slacking.
we have been. But there's been so much going on. Today, we're going to talk about some softball, and there's kind of a lot to get to. So, do you just want to get right to it, Kyle?
Yeah, we're starting 2 weeks ago.
Yep, because we're gonna run through Clearwater a little bit.
All
If you want to
right.
head over to the next thing. So yeah, 2 weeks ago, uh, UCLA was in Clearwater, and it was a mixed bag of results there. I'm gonna go through these really quickly and just give like overall thoughts on each game. Oklahoma State, that was a close, tough loss, one that I feel like we could have won. We're we're objectively a better team than Oklahoma State. I think it was just our first time seeing a really good arm, and it kind of shocked us a little. Woolery and Bragg both went 0 for 4 in that game. And if one of them has a hit, we win that game. It went to extras. So yeah, that was just our first tough game, and we didn't meet the challenge. It wasn't awful, but it is what it is. Beat Missouri in comeback fashion. That was another one where it's like, okay, we got to get it together. But a win is a win. Rolled up to Tennessee, got spanked. But I will say, they were doing that to everyone. Not that it makes it any better or easier to stomach, because the offense really did flounder against their number two. We didn't even face Carlin Pickens, one of the best pitchers in the country. Tennessee's a really good team. They're now the number one team in the country.
They didn't pitch Pickens against us. I didn't even realize.
They did not. And then we faced on the same day Florida State, and poor Tinsley just did not have her best stuff. Exited the game pretty early. Natalie Cable came into that game and settled, gave us a chance, and ended up losing that one 11-7 after trailing. I think it was 9-1 at one point. So showed some fight at least, and showing fight will be a theme at the Mary Nutter. Um, and then LSU is just a team going through an identity crisis, and we needed to bounce back, and we did, and we run ruled Tennessee. Just looked like a team in a completely different class than them, and that was nice to see. So yeah, so that was Clearwater. Like I said, a mixed bag. Did get a ranked win out of it, and the ones that we lost weren't anything to be worried about, I
I
would
mean, two of
say.
them were ranked above us, and the other one, was beating up on other teams of similar caliber to us at Clearwater, right?
They were. Oklahoma State actually had a good weekend.
One of the only
Oklahoma,
teams.
yeah, pretty much. Um, yeah, so then on the right, you can see our Mary Nutter schedule. We played 6 games at Mary Nutter. We're going to go into each of these games in more detail. But yeah, overall, just to recap, like very high level, a 6-0 weekend at the Mary Nutter, which I don't know if we discussed this going into the weekend. I did not expect a 6-0 weekend. Now, Kyle, I know that you don't have Flow Softball, which is fine, but you were following the live stats. So you can jump in and ask questions about any of these games as we get to them. I would love that for you to ask your little questions. You guys, can I just
Yeah. It
say
was a
also,
fun weekend. I mean, they performed really well in all of the games. I mean, going in, we looked at this schedule and we thought, you know, probably Duke was the hardest game on
uh,
this docket.
I would say maybe because the way that UCLA is structured, it's when's Tinsley gonna pitch in these
Right.
games. So I think the day that concerned me the most was that Friday with Nevada and Duke. We'll get more into those games as we go through, but I think we managed the pitching well. I think we had some people step up, and yeah,
Yeah, and you were
I
just
but
mentioning to me that we didn't see Bryn Nally at all this weekend. We did
we
see her
didn't.
in Clearwater, though.
We did, yes, and she didn't have her best stuff in Clearwater, and I don't know if the we just didn't want to take any risks with getting behind early and then having to bring someone in, which did end up happening. We'll get to that game later, but I don't know. Hopefully, it's not an injury related thing. I didn't see her with any equipment on or in a boot or in a cast or things like that. So we'll see. I don't have an injury update. Softball just does not do things like that. So we're just gonna have to wait and see if she pitches next week. Next week will be a good opportunity for her to earn confidence back. All right,
Sure.
so do you want to get into the I didn't do this in order of games. I did this in order of impact. So the first game we're going to talk about is the South Carolina UCLA game. You want to go over to that
All
graphic?
right.
So, does this score look familiar? Anyone? Because, oops, I did it again. Uh, Come on, Britney Spears reference. I cannot believe, Kyle, that we did it to South Carolina again.
Oh, we were.
Uh,
It was 4-0, right?
yep, we went in. Oh, first of all, Taylor Tinsley pitched her butt off in this game. It was the best I've seen her stuff this year, start to finish. I don't care what happened in the fourth, in the, what was it? Top of the sixth inning, top of the one of those innings. It should have been a shutout. The only reason that home run happened and the run happened is because of an error. Now, she ended up making up for the error, but Alina did make an error that allowed them to score all those runs. But Tinsley, she was so good in this game. Yeah, but then we went into the bottom of the seventh, down by 4 runs. I don't think I was talking to Kyle at all during this because I don't remember what were you at the basketball game or something? You were
No,
doing
this was
something.
Friday night, right?
Yeah, this is Friday.
What was I
Wait, no, this is
doing?
Saturday. This is Saturday. So who
I'm
knows
not
what
sure
Kyle.
what I was up to. I
Well,
was
me and Kyle,
not around though.
I was nervous. That's what I was doing. Yeah, we loaded the bases with nobody out, and then it was just every time we got someone else on, I was sitting here thinking, "Oh my God, are we going to do this? Oh my God, are we going to do this?" And I have a friend that is a South Carolina fan, and I was already giving them their props. I was like, "Good for you guys." Like, I was a little shady. You know what I said, Kyle? You know what I said? I said, "Y'all needed this more than we did."
You
But
would say that.
that is so something for me to say. Um, but yeah, Alina Garcia came up to bat. We have a little video of it. Wanting to make up for her error. Kelly I loves to say, it's one of her Kelly I-isms. The game always comes back around to you. It doesn't always happen like this, where it's literally the inning after, but the game came back to Alina and she delivered. You want to look at the video, Kyle?
Yeah, let me move over to it. 1 second.
No, you're fine.
There we go.
All right, here she is. Just beautiful swing. Um, didn't let the moment get the best of her. There were 2 outs there. That's and you kind of felt in that moment, Alina wasn't gonna walk. It wasn't gonna be a one run situation. The game was ending at Alina's at bat one way or another. I want to give major credit to the batter before her, Kanaya Bragg, or actually it was Alejandre who did not have a good at bat. Freshman moment from her. You got to swing the bat there. Kanaya Bragg got down 0-2 against Joy Hurd, or it might have been Neely Lamb. Don't remember. Doesn't matter. Um, didn't panic. Ends up singling to keep the game alive. Those are the at bats that you'll remember going forward. Just when you get down 0-2 and you can still single or get a hit. I was really impressed with UCLA. Just the amount of fight to show is it's really remarkable. Like what they were able to do in this game.
I mean, they do it constantly. Like I mean, nearly every single time you find them down at the end of the game,
Yeah, they just don't give
something
up.
happens in the seventh inning and they
I
just
know.
don't let it go that way.
Yeah, and you could see on their faces in the dugout. I'm a very nervous watcher, so I'm nervous.
But
But
they
you
are
can see
not.
they're not. They look like they're having fun. They look like they believe. Uh, and this is why, because you never know what can happen. Um, yeah, what a cool moment. What best moment of the year so far, by far. So, yep, a nice little ranked win over South Carolina, who didn't have the best weekend. So, and I told you coming into this last time we did a softball episode, I would be disappointed if we lost to South Carolina. I would have been disappointed if we lost this game.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
it's
so
they're not quite as good as they were last year, maybe.
no, they lost some offensive pieces, and they also lost their best pitcher in Sam Gress.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
I think they'll find their way. I just think also year two of any coach, year one, you kind of get that magic first year sometimes. Year two, it kind of like starts to settle in where it's actually gonna be. And I do think that's happening with South Carolina right now. I I liken it to Kim Caldwell at Tennessee for women's basketball, Kyle.
Oh,
First year,
I
kind of
was
took
listening to not well. We'll talk about this in the basketball episode, but I think there's some interesting things to say about Kim Caldwell at Tennessee right now.
yeah, but it's a very similar situation.
Sure.
All right,
Do
so
you want to
should
move over to our next slide?
yeah, let's go to another game that was very now, Kyle, we were talking during this game.
I know. I went. I They scored 5 runs
Five.
in the second inning. I texted Stevie, all caps. Yikes!
He just goes, yikes, Kyle, I read it, closed the app,
Opened
and
the app
then
again, typed back. That's really annoying.
I said that's so annoying. Oh, I immediately apologized. I was like, I didn't, it was not, I shouldn't have
By
been typing.
immediately, he does mean 3 hours later,
That's
but
not
he did apologize.
one thing about me, Kyle, and if you know me, you know this. I'm gonna be a bitch, but I am gonna feel bad about it. So
Okay, we're keeping it PG though.
Yeah, PG, sorry. So, yeah, in this game, we gave up 5 runs in the second inning, and it kind of felt, Kyle, you could take us through this emotional journey on your own. I was like, well, it's over. On to
I know. I
basketball.
kind of I was like, oh, well, and I was like, well, maybe not. And then we got to the bottom of the second, and we came back immediately.
Immediately. Jordan Woolery, go ahead grand slam in the bottom of the inning. And I texted Kyle, um, right when that happened. I was like, oh my God, now we're gonna win. I was so pissed. And
I
now
mean, we
we're gonna
scored. What was it? 7 runs in one inning, and then 8 in another, basically.
Yeah, it was 6 and 8. It was six in
Yeah,
this one for the comeback, and then
8 in
eight
the other,
in
and
the
then
next
one
one.
at the final. Yeah.
Yeah, to walk it off. This game, pitching wise, Natalie Cable just when she started throwing strikes, it was good. We tried to bring Tinsley in, that did not work out. Pulled her right out. I also liked that decision because if we're gonna get run ruled, just let us get run ruled. Don't pitch Tinsley more than she has to.
I
And
have a
then
question
count.
for you.
Yeah, what's the question?
All props to Natalie Cable, who did a great job in the end of this game. Do you think she struggles to start games?
I don't know. That's a good question because maybe her nerves get the best of her and it causes her not to throw that many strikes. And that is
Because
what
she
was
started
happening.
this game and
She did.
was not good.
No, I mean, she went one, two, three in the fur. No, she didn't. She got the first inning, she didn't give up any runs. But the second,
She started to
this,
give up runs,
yeah. And it was all hit by
and then
pitches.
Taylor started to walk everyone.
Yeah. Oh, it was not looking good. We were lucky to get out of that inning with 5 runs.
I know,
It,
because the bases were still loaded when.
yeah, a double play got us out of the inning.
Yeah,
Um, I think Nally just she falls behind hitters
you're
almost
talking about
every hit.
Cable.
Yeah, she falls behind hitters almost every hitter, and it's a freshman thing because you don't want to come over the heart of the plate. But I think a conversation that needs to be had with Cable is if you give up solo home runs, that's okay. We have the offense to outrun solo home runs. We don't have the offense to outrun 3-run home runs and multi-run home runs.
When you
So don't
stack them on top of each other.
exactly. So don't walk people. Throw strikes. And it's easier said than done,
Sure.
obviously. But she came back in to this game and
I did a much
was
better job.
a much better job. Yep, she was throwing strikes. She did end up giving up some more runs, but it was okay because we had a massive lead, you know? And Alina Garcia walked this one off again. But I have clipped the Jordan Woolery grand slam to give us the lead. You want to go over to that, Kyle? Just perfect swing, perfectly on time. That is Jordan's power part of the park. When she's driving the ball to left center, it's leaving the yard more often than not. Um, she's starting to find her swing again. Had 17 RBIs at this tournament, and look out, Megan Grant, because Jordan Woolery is only one home run behind you. So
She's at
she's
10
coming.
already.
Yep, she's at 10.
Imagine they both break the home run record.
Oh, could you imagine? That'd be insane. Uh,
That would be
that'd be,
crazy.
yeah, that would be completely wild. But yeah, this is
Had that
just
thought crossed your head, like at all?
no, no. And I mean, I'm
It's
still thinking
possible though.
it's possible. They both leave the yard at such an alarming rate. So you never know what can happen. They're also both very when they're hitting home runs, oh God, they're hitting home runs. And
They
like
both
they
have
can't.
multi-home run games on the year, right?
Yeah, I think Megan has a 3-run home run game and a 2-run home run game.
And Jordan has two
No,
run.
no, Jordan, they're all one. So Jordan
Oh,
has
okay.
10. That could be wrong. But, I can look right now, actually. I'm in my Kyle era looking something up mid-episode.
LOL.
But it's easy.
I just
I've
feel like she had the grand slam yesterday. Didn't she hit
No, she only hit one.
one grand slam?
Also,
And then
during
Bragg
this
hit the
game,
other grand slam.
yeah, and Kanai Bragg's been exceptional as well.
Which multi grand slam game? Rare.
Right. Okay. Yeah, she had two against UC Riverside. So you're
Okay.
right. Everyone else has been one. So that is really impressive so far. Woolery has homered in 8 of our 16 games.
50% rate.
Yeah, that's really impressive. She is currently the national RBI leader, and
For
then
those of
Megan
you who
Grant
don't know what that means, it's runs batted in.
runs batted in for our gymnastics and basketball crossover listeners.
Um,
uh,
do you want to move
and
over to
Meg,
our next slide?
sure. Megan Grant is currently leading in home runs. So we have two national leaders. Yeah, this was the game against Duke. This one went almost exactly how I thought it was going to go. They started. Um, I don't even know who's Duke's ace. They have a lot to figure out, Duke, but they're not a bad team. And we pitched Tinsley. She pitched okay, but we just outslugged them. And this is just how UCLA is gonna have to win games. Out hit the opponent. If we're gonna give up runs, but the team with the most runs at the end of the game wins, you know?
And I
So
would, the only teams that it's going to be hard to do that against are probably Tennessee and Texas Tech.
yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of Oregon is another one. That's why they and Nebraska. So the big two Big Ten teams. But it's why coming into the year, I didn't feel too down on UCLA because there's not a ton of high level pitching spread across all the teams, but UCLA's offense can really score. We saw it this weekend.
Sure.
Um, the least amount of runs that we scored was 6, and that was actually against one of the weaker pitching staffs. So I think we just lost our focus a little in that game, looking ahead to other games, but still won that game. Uh, Other notable things is
Megan
Megan
Grant got
Grant.
her 200th career RBI.
She
How
did.
many does she have this year so far?
She has 26 so far this year,
Wow.
and she went over 200. This I don't know what game she got this 200 in, but
I saw the
it's
tweet the other day. It's been a couple games since then.
yeah.
And
And
then
Jordan
Jordan,
Woolery.
was this last week? Jordan Woolery was the player of the week.
No, this is this week as well. She did it 2 weeks ago, and now she's doing it this week
Oh,
as
wow.
well.
Who was
So
last
that
week?
I don't. It wasn't a UCLA player.
Oh, I bet it's
So
Nebraska.
very well, yeah, because they had a pretty good week in Clearwater.
Yeah.
It could have been Megan again, honestly, because she was hitting all those home runs in
Oh,
Clearwater.
maybe. All right. You want to move over to our next slide?
Yeah, talk about the other 3 games. So I'll
The
get
Auburn
to
game.
I'll get to that one last because it's like the most notable one. That was our first game of the weekend, but we'll talk about it last because why not?
Do you want to talk about
Um,
Sydney Summerdike in the
yeah,
Fresno game?
Summerdyke did something that I was really happy to see. She pitched a game where we didn't even have to warm someone else up, which is huge for this UCLA team.
Yeah, I mean,
Tins,
you'd say this is encouraging for her, maybe pitching some of those weaker Big Ten series, a game
yeah,
maybe in them here or there, or a couple innings even.
a
You
couple
know,
innings. That's really what I'm focused on for her, you
that
know?
if she could do that, I mean, she was a highly touted recruit originally.
And she's our hardest thrower. She throws the fastest on the team.
Okay.
So if she can come in and just overwhelms a couple batters for some quick outs, it's not going to work every time, but if it works sometimes, that's okay. Everyone is just, all these pitchers are just going to have to be so locked into their role. And I think Summerdyke's role, like you said, is to pitch against some of the easier teams and come in and get outs when we need some outs.
Or those like midweek Cal Poly game or like Northridge
Exactly.
game, that kind of thing.
Even games like this one where we were winning by so much, just come in and pitch. You don't need to be perfect. Just come in and pitch and get through the game. But
Hmm.
so the Nevada game is another game where we trailed almost the whole time. Megan Grant did have a home run in this game.
She
She
only
had a
gave
game.
up one hit in the Fresno game.
Yeah, Summerdyke actually faced the minimum in this game because the one hit was erased on a double play.
Wow.
It was her first career shutout. It's the best she's ever pitched, point blank, period, at any school. Um,
Sorry, I didn't mean to go back. I was just looking at some of
oh
those
no, you're
numbers.
fine. You
It's
can,
good.
yeah, you can ask your look questions.
The Nevada
Uh,
game, we were down and we fought back, right?
yeah, that was a game where it felt like it was Nevada's game. We weren't hitting the ball great, but we just kind of stuck with it. I don't remember if Tinsley had to come into this game. I really don't remember, but Cable pitched okay. It wasn't awful, but Megan Grant hit a home run that tied the game. I don't remember how else we scored, but we obviously scored more runs and won the game. But another come from behind victory. So the Auburn game.
The
The f-
Auburn game.
the first game of the weekend, we scored 23 runs against an SEC team. It was crazy.
We scored
Um,
23 runs and then they scored one.
yep. It's the worst loss in Auburn softball history, to put it into perspective. And UCLA is matched the second most runs ever scored in an inning with 18.
That's
It's
crazy.
and the reason that we're able to do this is because Kyle literally 1 through 9 can hit a home run or is a good hitter. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
absolutely.
So we go into these modes where we just cannot get out. You saw against Texas A&M, you saw against Fresno State a little bit, not at the highest level of competition. I also want to say this Auburn game, Auburn started their ace. So it's not even like we faced a number three. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It was really really fun way to start the weekend. And it capped off it started a 6-0 weekend. I think it got our bats going. It got Ramsey Suarez going.
Yeah, she
Ram
had a phenomenal weekend.
Yeah, I'm officially dubbing it, Kyle, Ram Sanity. So if we want to get that going on social media, maybe,
And they started tweeting Ram Bam every time she would.
yeah, that is her nickname.
Hmm.
She had a great. I thought she was going to win Big Ten Player of the Week, and just to put
Oh,
her
maybe.
week weekend into perspective for Ramsey Suarez, I want to read you her career stats, and then read you her stats from already this year. Um, okay, let's get into it. So, her first 2 years combined, she had 2 home runs and 18 RBIs combined. Combined. This week, she had 3 home runs and 16 RBIs. That's how crazy this is for her.
And correct me, were two of the home runs, one of them was a grand slam.
One of the Auburn was a grand slam.
Did she hit
And I
another
think,
grand slam yesterday versus?
no, she hit a solo home run.
Oh, okay.
Um,
What
she
was the
hit
other one?
a 3-run home run against Auburn as well.
Oh, a 3-run. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then she had a couple doubles. I think she had a pretty big single in the South Carolina game, or maybe it was a walk. Uh, Maybe it was a single in the Nevada game.
Did she
But
strike out at all this weekend?
she has 4 strikeouts on the year. I'm not sure if any of them were from this weekend or not. Let me see. I can get that real quick. I can get that for you. Um, do, 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 do. Here it is. She had 2 strikeouts on the weekend in the final 2 games.
Okay.
That's not bad. You're
No.
gonna strike. Everyone's gonna strike out sometimes.
That's a really good hit rate.
Yep. And yeah, one of her hits was in the Nevada game. She had an RBI in the Nevada game, and obviously that was a 1-run game, so that's pretty clutch. Yeah, if she can keep this going, it just adds. You know who she reminds me of, Kyle? You're not gonna know who this is, but softball people will. Taylor Pack.
Oh, I have
Taylor Pack
no clue who that is.
in 2018 just kind of came out of nowhere and started being really good. And then she was an integral part of the 2019 national championship team. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Call me delusional. I'm not that delusional. Um, but yeah, so do we want to talk about next week a little bit?
Yeah, we have some more slides to look at here. Another big
Alrighty.
weekend.
Yeah, so this one is really only one big matchup in Florida, who is number 5, 6, who's
And then
5 or 6.
correct me if I'm wrong, but a couple of years ago, when I first started watching some of our softball games,
Hmm.
you said that Oregon State isn't that good, but they're usually really good against us.
Uh, yeah, sure. I guess at some point that was
But
true.
that's when we were in the Pac-12.
Yeah,
So
yes, that is true. Um, we've had to have some heroic comebacks against Oregon State for no reason. Um, we already played them this year, actually, Oregon State.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
we did. Weekend one
yeah,
at
and
Easton
it was in Irvine, so
and
no.
Irvine.
But
Not
interesting fact, the in that game we gave up a home run to the same player twice. That player, Jayla Butler, is tied with Megan Grant for the national lead in home runs.
oh,
So, yeah, at least it was someone who could hit. But the first game of the day on Friday before Florida, East Texas A&M. East Texas A&M,
unconcerning.
it will be the weakest team that we've played thus far.
Sure.
So, so that could be a game that could get aggressively ugly, leading into Florida, which will probably be the second.
Tinsley.
Yeah, Tinsley will pitch for sure. It'll probably be the second toughest game that we play in the non-conference outside of Tennessee. Florida has had an interesting year because they have not played, I think they played one tournament team so far in Michigan, and it goes fine. They're doing well. They're undefeated, but nobody has any idea what to make of them because they play such weak competition, and they're
So
pretty
this will
in
be really telling
for Florida. Um, Not really. UCLA's played the competition. They
because
know.
if Florida's ranked where they're supposed to be, then they should win this game,
I
and
mean,
it
it's on the.
shouldn't hurt UCLA to lose this game.
It will not. This game will have almost no implications for either of these teams. It's a nice feather in your cap. If you get it, it could be good for seeding down the line. But a loss here does nothing for either of these teams.
But a loss
Um,
for Florida would be more indicative of where they might be at because of their schedule.
no, because it's one game. You
Okay,
just can't evaluate softball teams in one-offs. It has to
gotcha.
be a couple. That's why series are played. You know what I mean?
And this
Um,
BYU game is not a strong game.
No, but I just want to finish on Florida. So, Florida in that weaker schedule has also been inconsistent. They'll be losing to teams that they should not be losing to. They'll give up a lot of runs. All of their pitchers have a tendency to give up a lot of runs, and they'll go into offensive lulls. So you just don't know what you're going to get out of Florida, even in those low-level games. So I don't know what to expect from this game. We could go in there and get crushed, or we can go in there and crush them. Now, what I think is going to happen is I think it's going to be a weird little pitcher's duel. So that's my prediction. I guess I'll give like a full prediction for the weekend when we're done talking about all the teams. Yeah, BYU, Big 12 team, not that strong. Anything can happen because, I mean, they're still a Power Five, Power Four school, so they have talent. And then Seattle is not a bad team. They're usually a tournament team. So we'll see if they can give UCLA a run for their money. And then Oregon State again. They've seen our pitching, so we'll see if they can take advantage of that.
Who did we throw against them?
We threw Sommerdyke to start, and she gave up the two home runs to the same player. And then Nally came in and retired 13 of 14, which
Okay.
is really, really, really good.
So
So
they
I don't
haven't
know
seen
that,
Cable
or Tinsley.
or
Yeah,
Tinsley.
if
So
I had to,
throw one of those two probably.
if I had to guess what we're gonna do with pitching in this game, I think we're gonna do Sommerdyke against East Texas A&M. She'll probably go the whole game, or Nally will come in, and then against Florida, you do Taylor Tinsley and have Cable on standby just in
Mm-hmm.
case. Because that's a game where you don't feel like you're going to be out of it because of the way we could swing the bat?
And then you let Cable throw BYU.
Um, it is the next day. I don't know what you do with BYU. I guess you do Cable. You could also challenge Summerdike against a little bit of a stronger team. Uh, Seattle, I also don't know because they're two teams where we should be able to outslug them no matter what happens. So I don't know. You
You
probably
probably
want to
have to
save.
throw Tinsley and Cable between those two
Mm, I don't know. I think Cable for sure. I think this is a day where you want to save Tinsley's arm completely.
and let her pitch against Oregon State.
Yeah, or not. Or just save Tinsley for the rest of the weekend at that point.
Okay.
Pitch her against Florida and then completely rest her for the rest of the weekend. I would love that, actually. So
All right. Do you have anything else to say about this weekend?
I guess I'll get the prediction. I guess I'll give a prediction for each
All
one.
right.
I'm going to go with a win against East Texas A&M. I am going to say that the UCLA Bruins are going to beat the Florida Gators. I think we're going to beat the Gators.
Okay.
I think it's going to be like a 4-5-3 ball game, something like that. I could
Okay.
see a world where we get down early and have to come back like we've been used to. I could also see a world where we get up early. Um, I don't know, but I think that UCLA is going to win that game. I think we've seen strong pitchers. Yeah, we've seen pitchers similar to their ace in Rothrock. Jory Hurd is a lot like Rothrock, that heavy up. Um, Ruby
All right.
Malin, and then BYU. I think we're going to win that one. I think we're going to be uh, beat Seattle, and I think we're going to beat Oregon State.
So
I
you think
think
another
UCLA.
5-0?
I do, but I would be okay with 4-1 if the loss comes to Florida.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to add another caveat. I would be okay with 4-1 if we beat Florida, but then lose to one of the last three. You know what I mean?
Okay. I can see
Uh,
that. I was thinking similar vein there.
yeah. So I think
Any
we're
other
gonna.
thoughts on this weekend?
No, I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun to get back out there and see
All
and challenge
right.
ourselves again. This is the last time before Big Ten play. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah, we'll get right into it.
That's exciting.
Um,
All right. Well,
yes,
thank you guys for tuning into this episode of the Bruins podcast. Remember to leave your hate, your vitriol, your love and support in the comments. All for Stevie. He'll get back to all of it. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at BruinsPod. We mostly post for some of the gymnastics stuff on like the story on Instagram, but maybe we'll be a little more active over there. Try
yeah.
to do that. I posted some things during the Olympics last week for Alyssa Liu. Shout out to Alyssa Liu, UCLA Bruin, who won the gold in figure skating at the Olympics.
She did. Congratulations. That is a brew win.
That is a brew win. I know. That's why I posted it.
Um, yeah,
Anything else?
anything? No, I think we're good.
All right. Well, we'll see ya in the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.